everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Points of Articulation. My name's David, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. Today I'm looking at the Star Wars X-Wing 2nd Edition Lando's Millennium Falcon expansion pack. Now, this interpretation of the Falcon was first seen in Solo: A Star Wars Story, and it is a heavily modified YT-1300 freighter. As stated by Lando in the Solo film, he made some special modifications to the ship, including an emergency Xscape Craft in the front. So not only do we have a beautiful ship in front of us, but this is the first 2nd edition Star Wars X-Wing ship on my channel, and a big shout out to my father who treated me to this, so thanks Dad. And there is a lot of 2nd edition ships to come on this channel, so subscribe and stay tuned because a lot of stuff is coming. Now the 2nd edition does introduce not only new ships, but also different mechanics as well. You know, I'm not a fan of one thing in particular, but I do like what they did for the most part. Now, I'll go over the rules more when I talk about the core set, which should be in about a week or so. So having said that, let's get back to the model. For the size of this beast, it is 6 inches long altogether, without the Xscape Craft a little over 5 inches, and the Xscape Craft itself, when you undock it, is about 1 3/4 inches long, which is pretty awesome. So we do have a lot to cover today. We're going to look at the dials, the tokens, the cards, check out the stands, look at the beautiful mold, the paint, compare it, and then we'll be done. So let's get moving. Now, before I get into the dials, tokens, and cards, Lando's Millennium Falcon comes with a tiny little booklet. At first, it just tells you everything that comes in the expansion pack, which is cool. But then when we open it, we have some new rules about docking and devices such as the loose cargo. And this is very important. I would keep this with the rest of your books and rules because it can come in handy. And the back of the booklet, it's just, you know, who made it and credits and all that stuff. So pretty cool. So now let's take a look at the tokens. And now it's time for the dial token roll call. 2 maneuver dials, one for the Xscape Craft and one for the YT-1300 freighter. And I have to say, I do love the upgraded maneuver dials for the 2nd edition. 2 large ship tokens, which are double-sided. 2 small ship tokens, which are also double-sided. 1 calculate token, 5 shield tokens, 3 charge tokens, 2 lock tokens with number 9. 1 medium or large turret arc indicator. And how the turret arc indicator works is you place it on the base like so. And there you go. 1 loose cargo token. 2 dial tokens. And finally, 3 ship ID tokens. So that does it for all the dials and tokens. So now let's take a look at the cards. Alright, up first we're going to be looking at the upgrade cards for the Lando's Millennium Falcon. Like always in my videos, I'll read the name of the card. And then if you would like to pause and read the paragraph below, by all means do so and continue when you're done. First up, we have Composure, Intimidation, Chewbacca, L337, Lando Calrissian, Tobias Beckett, qi'ra, Seasoned Navigator, Han Solo, Agile Gunner, Rigged Cargo Chute, Tactical Scrambler, and finally, Lando's Millennium Falcon. So that does it for the upgrade cards, so now let's take a look at your ship cards. Alright, for the ship cards, we have Han Solo, Lando Calrissian, L337, Freighter Captain. And now moving on to the Xscape Craft, we have Lando Calrissian, Outer Rim Pioneer, L337, and finally Autopilot Drone. And finally, we have 2 quick build cards. These are used to help modify your ships. However, if you want to customize them even more, you need to download the X-Wing app or go on their website. So that does it for all the tokens, dials, and cards in this set. So now let's take a look at the stand before we look at the beautiful model. Now, just like version 1 of X-Wing, you do get 2 pegs that you combine to form 1. Peg it in the base like so, grab your ship, and you're good to go. Now you also get the components to make your small stand, which we've seen before. And you can actually take the Xscape Craft from your Falcon, place it on the miniature stand like so, and now you have 2 ships. Bingo. And now let's start looking at the mold. Like always, I'll go over all the main sections of the ship, and then we'll get nice and close to see all the fine details this baby has to offer. So up first, we have our Xscape Craft, which is docked. We'll look at that in a few. Sensor dish, our top turret. Right here's the heat exhaust vents. We have 6 of them. Nicely done. In the front, we have our cockpit. Docking ring on the side. Nicely done as well. Another docking ring on the bottom of the ship. The landing gear is tucked away, obviously, but you guys know where it is by now. We have our bottom turret, peg for our stand. And then right here should be the entry ramp to get into the ship. And at the back we have our engine, which is beautifully done. I think they did a decent job with this ship. So we have a lot of little things to look at, so now let's get a closer look. You know what, this time we're going to start our closer look at the back of the ship and work our way forward. Here we have the top of the engine section. Beautiful little details scattered throughout. This is amazing. Looking up to the heat exhaust vents. Magnificent recessed. You can see some pipes and hoses. Little modules recessed to paneling. Fantastic stuff. And of course we get to the turret. Beautifully done. Only one barrel. Accurate to the film. And it is actually raised up. I can't fit my finger down there. But, I guess I forgot the paint in there. Oopsies. But regardless, a pretty awesome looking cannon. Nice. I love this section quite a bit. Moving down this way to the docking ring. Some beautiful details coming down here. Magnificent stuff. Lots of pipes. I love the paneling lines. Amazing. Same for this side. Just a little different. Amazing stuff. I just love all the little components here. Fantastic. Then moving on to the top in the mandible section. Again, more paneling coming down. Fantastic stuff leading to the cockpit. Amazing. Windows are slightly recessed. Beautiful stuff. We have our sensor dish. Looking really good. Some details as well. And then we have our plating. Beautiful. Coming down to the front of the ship, you can see all these great details. Magnificent demandable section. And the Xscape Craft. Beautifully done. I love this little recess section with some pipes coming out of there. Amazing. Just simply great stuff. So now let's check the sides. A closer look at the sensor dish and cockpit. Check out those engines, and then we'll look at the bottom of the ship. Now looking at the sides of the ship, you can see amazing detailing all down the sides. Magnificent stuff. Just never quits. We have our cockpit. Beautifully done. I think that came out great. Awesome. And the detailing is all around it. We have some paneling. On the sides, we have our docking ring. Amazing stuff. I really love this a lot. I think this ship is great. For the engine, look at that little recesses all painted. Amazing stuff. Fantastic. And all these little modules, I guess we could say they're engine covers. Beautiful. And then we have our other side. Another docking ring. Fantastic stuff. Look at all this stuff. This just blows me away. All the detail they put into here. Makes it well worth the money. Now, you can see how the ship is not flat at all. It actually curves. Tons of little popped up sections. Here we have our sensor dish. Looks kind of fat to me, but looks pretty good on the model. Some detailing on there as well. Nice. Just an amazing ship. So now, let's check out the bottom of the vessel. Alright, for the bottom of the ship, we have our engine section. Nicely done. This section right here is where the escape pods come out of, according to The Last Jedi. We have our bottom turret. And just look at all the paneling. Magnificent stuff. Little raised sections just like all over the ship. Brilliant. Right, on this side should be the entry ramp. Designed almost mirrored on the opposite side. Pretty nice. I like that. And it is recessed, as you can see. Amazing. And the docking rings actually have lines around them, which is pretty cool. Great stuff. Peg for our stand. Nice paneling all the way around. And I love the little hidden pieces of gray paint. Nice touch. Just look at all that. Just a beautiful ship. There's nothing really more I could say. Fantastic stuff. So now, as you can see here, we have a small peg for our Xscape Craft. So let's take a look at that now. Now, when it comes to the Millennium Falcon's Xscape Craft, there's no buttons or anything to hit. You just grab the ship like so, be easy, pull it out, and on the sides of this you can see there is a track, and we'll take a closer look at this ship in a little bit. And in that track on both sides comes the mandibles, and it's right here, you can see it. But what they did was, they actually detailed the whole interior. So you can't even tell that it has a track built into it. So that way you could dock the escape shuttle, if you want to call it that. Just look at that detail, magnificent. It's even recessed a little on the interior and the front. Beautiful, amazing job. I keep saying it, but that's because it's true. So now let's take a look at the Xscape Craft. Now for the Xscape Craft itself, we already saw the top detail and the bottom and the front, because it's basically the Millennium Falcon. But when we turn it to the back, we can see we have some great recessed engine work, some hoses and pipes, little modules. Amazing. Little lip there. And on the bottom, great stuff. And we also have little bits here and there. Amazing stuff. It really is. I put a lot of engineering into this. And the fact that it slides into the Falcon is amazing. And on the bottom, we do have our little peg port for the stand. All in all, a nice little addition to the collection. The size of this is about the size of a T-65 X-Wing, and I'll have some comparisons with this and some other fighters at the end of the video. And to put the Xscape Craft back, just line it up with the track. Be gentle, just press it in like so, and you're good to go. So that's everything I have to say about the mold. So now let's take a look at the paint. Now looking at the paint of Lando's Millennium Falcon, we have about 8 different colors on here. First color up is a nice white, we can see all over the place. It's the main color of the ship. Nice choice. Then we have dark blue, light blue. We have some gray on here, which is pretty cool. Glossy black for the windows on the cockpit and the gunner sections. Right there you can see a little black around it. Nice touch. Regular black for the heat exhaust vents. Sky blue for the engines. And you can see the sky blue in the engine grate right here. Magnificent job, very clean. I think it came out great. And then, of course, we got our black wash, which fills in all the little nooks and crannies, fills in all the panels, and really brings this ship to life. Magnificent job on this beautiful ship. So that does it for the mold and the paint. So now let's put this baby back on the stand and compare it to some other ships. And for a quick size comparison with the Star Wars X-Wing 2.0 Lando's Millennium Falcon, on the left we have Dash Rendar's Outrider. Very beautiful ship. We'll get to that one day. And then on the right hand side we have the version 1 Millennium Falcon, a beautiful ship. And now for a bonus size comparison, we have some more scum and villainy ships. On the left we have the Houndstooth, and on the right, Slave 1. Beautifully sculpted. I love these lines so much. And for our final size comparison, we have the Millennium Falcon's Xscape Craft in the center. On the left-hand side, we have the brand new Rebel T-65 X-Wing, which in the second edition has opening and closing wings, which are awesome. And on the right-hand side, we have the brand new Imperial TIE Fighter. Some awesome looking ships here. And that does it today for my review of the Star Wars X-Wing 2.0 Lando's Millennium Falcon expansion pack. Now, Lando's Millennium Falcon was first seen in Solo: A Star Wars Story, and for its size, it's 6 inches altogether. Without the Xscape Craft, the Falcon measures in about 5 inches, and the Xscape Craft itself in the front, when detached from the main body, is about 1 3/4 inches long. And the sizes are good with me. They're to scale with all the other fighters so far, and that's awesome. Now, in the last couple of years, I have become a huge fan of Star Wars Armada, as well as Star Wars X-Wing. Their designs, their paint, and the games associated with them are awesome. And I thought Fantasy Flight Games could do no better. But then, here they come to blow me out of the water yet again, with Lando's Millennium Falcon. Not only is it painted well and detailed magnificently, but it comes with an Xscape Craft, which docks with it. I never would have thought we would have something like this in a million years, and now my mind's racing. What more could they do? A Ghost with a foldable Phantom 1 that could fit into the back of it? Who knows? If they make it, I'll probably buy it and review it, because I love the original Ghost. It's a beautiful model. So for all you second edition players, this is a must get, especially if you play the Scum and Villainy faction. It's a great ship, has that turret, a lot of playability here, especially if you could utilize the Xscape Craft. And you know what? If you got the app and the computer, you can find out what more upgrades you could put on the ship card-wise, and you could rock this baby on the battlefield. So if you're looking to buy this bad boy, I would highly recommend going on eBay, Amazon, miniaturemarket.com, fantasyflightgames.com, or check your local game stores or hobby shops, as well as Barnes & Noble. I got a lot of these ships from the first edition from Barnes & Noble, and they've been pretty well stocked. Wish I could say the same for Armada. So I recommend this ship for anybody who's a Scum and Villainy faction player, a fan of the Millennium Falcon, or a fan of Solo: A Star Wars Story. This is, without a doubt, one of the best ships FFG has ever released in my opinion, and I fully recommend picking it up. So that's everything I have to say about the Falcon today. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, hit that like button. And if you'd like to see new reviews every Thursday, subscribe. Again, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.